All right, welcome back to The Devil in Detail, the Grendel Reread podcast. I'm Eli.
I'm Ben, and it's our 83rd episode. It's the 33rd episode of the book. It's the 10th episode of God the Devil, and that's it. We're done. We're going to wrap up God the Devil.
Huge, with a big-ish. I know, it's crazy.
Big-ish.
Yeah. It's literally a big-ish in that it's, 48 pages?
Maybe 40
pages.
It's a big
Yeah.
big musical number.
Mm-hmm.
It does something Grendel has never done. Big music number at the end.
Yeah.
It does a tag team art thing that it's never done. It's like both John and Jay inking. I think John does most of the book. I think Jay said he did. You guys will correct me, but I think he said 8 to 10 pages, something like that. Feels like more.
Yeah.
But like the parts, like there's parts where you're like, oh, that's obviously John's inks, because it just like looks super gritty and angular, all the cheek shadows and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Eli, how's your week? Congratulations on Ghost Agents #2. The Kickstarter, a success.
Huge. Yes, we are fully funded. I mean, all the props and praise go to the guys, Rocco Jerome, and all the artists who are working on it.
For sure.
They pushed and pulled and posted and did all the stuff to get it fully formed and funded. So that's freaking huge. That was big, man. I spent all day sitting out back here in the fresh air and finishing my next panel press strip, which felt really nice. I feel like that's the only time anymore where I actually get to like do cartooning and do art and make something, fun and weird. So that was really enjoyable.
You are publishing like 6 books a year or more.
Yes,
6+ books a year. So
yes, shout out to Ghost Agents. Hey, we had an order for Arcane issue 2 come in today, so that's cool.
That's nice. That's nice.
Shout out that person. And yes, dude, Arcane. Wizard #1 is at a page lock. So we have all our pages in. Everything's Wizard like basically 2. Set. Wizard #2. What did I say? 1.
This is Wizard 2. This is the new Wizard. Yeah. How many pages is Wizard 2, Eli?
This is 420 pages. 420 big old pages.
That's great.
So it's going to be amazing. I'm still locking down a printer, and I'm doing some edits and stuff like that. Shout out to my editor Taylor Mitchell, the guy who I brought in to edit the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you sent me a screen cap of basically.
You sent me a screen cap of some copy edits that he found on my work. So
yes.
Thank you.
No one's safe.
Taylor Mitchell.
No one's safe.
No one's safe. All right, Wizard 2. We got
Arcane.
Big Rick Veitch interview.
Huge. Rick Veitch.
The craziest Rick Veitch interview of all time. We're talking time, space, the cosmos, and everything.
Yeah.
This is no P.T. Barnum. This is the real deal.
Real deal Rick Veitch.
Shamanistic journey.
Yeah.
Who else?
I already bought a book off that interview. So here, I have the index in front of me. Maybe I'll flash it on the screen. We got Jeff Manley on Jeff Manley. That's the first interview we have. It's amazing and was the first thing submitted, which is amazing. He says right in the interview, he's like, I got really high and I asked myself these questions, then I got really high and answered them really high. So it's his sober self interviewing his stoned self. So he did a very interesting interview. Like
I asked myself, self?
Yes, self.
So anyway, I want to ask you 2 questions. So Jeff Manley submitted first. Is that why he has an early position in the book?
Yes, it is. That's also why Whizman by Anthony Andujar is at the beginning too, because he was the first comic submitted. So shout out
to AA.
So you got here. I'll just run through them real quick. Tony McMillan on Jesse Lonergan, Ryan Balcom on Shaky Kane, Ben Granoff on Brian Talbot, Dr. Ben interview on Pat Alizio, Dan Muller on Rick Veitch, Chris Anderson on Dan Panosian, Eli Schwab on William Stout, John Shazam Mundy on Rusty Gilligan, Matthias Fourier on Michel Fife, and Matthias also on Jean-Marc Lofsier.
I think if you roll Marias.
That's
how I call him MF. Or I just call him Jim Dandy.
Jim Dandy. Jim Dandy to the rescue.
That's the price you pay for having an internet pseudonym. No one knows who you are.
Exactly. That's it.
So anyway, that's a big interview
huge.
slate. There's probably more. Yeah. And there's more and more and all kinds of extra stuff.
Tons. And that's just the interviews, which is a small section. There's a features, and then there's a whole page of comics. Like, yeah, it's going to be huge.
Excellent.
I cannot wait for Wizard 2 to be printed and out and everyone's seeing it, because literally I've been working on this for like almost 2 years now, and everyone has. So it's late, but it's worth it. It's worth the wait.
Well, it's only 400 plus pages.
Right.
So
sometimes as a publisher, you have to say we're full, but I didn't do that.
We're full.
Yeah. What about you, Ben? What have you been working on, dude?
I'm good. I penciled the cover to Oh Fuck Why #2. Here it is.
Here it is.
This is a book that is waiting to be. I think I have to do some work to get it into the position to be lettered, and it will be lettered, and then I will, in a few weeks, I will begin penciling the 3rd issue. And hopefully I will make that like the main thing. I am still trying to wrap up this never-ending animation gig. Most of the work is just in file management and trying to figure out how to communicate to my animator. It is I can't wait to draw comics again. But that's it.
That's it. Wow.
That's it.
All right. Well, you're involved with Wizard 2, so that'll be coming out. You'll be able to enjoy that.
Oh yeah,
your story with Tony McMillan as well.
Oh, that's
also
right.
now
story
available.
Tony McMillan that's also appealing. Also, it is appealing and appearing in what is the book called? Bounce House Bazaar. Tony McMillan's anthology featuring
self anthology.
The Lurk and Merc sexy crime adventure Grape Shot, the Grape Shot first appearance. And then he's got Sawnoff Shogun with some guy who's really good.
A good name.
And then there's a comic by me that's also appearing in Wizard.
Oh, that's right.
You should if you're listening out there,
get them both.
This message is for you. Get them both. Yeah. Let's Grendel. Enough shilling. Let's Grendel. Come on.
Enough shilling. Let's go.
Come on. Ready to go. Fast, maybe slow. Yeah. Vivat Grendel.
It's like the devil is my best friend. On the roads with the pen to the fork end, or till time end. Like Orion, Jupiter, my kin, bloodline private. We control the whole shit. The wolf won't beef, then we feast off the rip. Behold the devil in detail. Behold the devil in detail.
All right, we are back. Thanks again to Manus and Laserdisc for that amazing theme song. So we're here and we're getting into the book, and this is the first time that. Oh no, sorry. You know what? We forgot
to do the cover.
I always forget
do the cover, man.
I'm always so excited.
Right.
Look, here it is.
Now this is one of the most unassuming covers.
Yeah. In
the entire series, I was thinking about these covers, especially these unassuming ones, throughout the entire ongoing, and it's like. They're structured in a way that they literally keep the book as a hidden gem because they look like, honestly, like when you see them in some comics publication and they just show the cover, you're like,
I can't even tell what that is.
It's not even a thing because you have to have the experience of going through the book.
Yeah.
And so it's really like, it's really to like the badassery. Like they knew that. They couldn't have not known that. That it's like it sits on a shelf and it's not gonna. I love how the solid, like the red that they use in the trade dress and the logo, kind of matches the gun. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool because now I will say shout out to what was last week for us, but will be next week for y'all. Our interview with Jay Geldof, John K. Snyder, Matt Wagner. So
it was so cool.
It was amazing, but John K. Snyder was sitting in front of the original art for this cover. And so we were able to take a look at it and see it. Yeah.
Of this one?
Of this one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love how on the seam is the door of the jamb of the door sits on the other side. So it's really like without context what you're looking at.
Yeah. You can't really tell.
Because the fold of the book is a compositional element of the image.
Yeah,
that's crazy. All right, so what do we? It's revealing that Orion is going to Eppy's spot, and he has become Grendel. You can see the Grendel eyes in his jacket.
Yep, there's a lot of manifestations going on in this one.
And yeah, man, he's got the pigment patch.
Oh yeah, it's starting to come in. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, yeah.
So look,
because he's showing
who gets it in this story. Eppy doesn't have it. You know?
No, he doesn't. He already has like stark white hair, but you can see in the first panel we see of Orion on page 3, he's got it now. He's got like 2
He's
stripes.
Got it. Yeah, that's the first time we see him. It's from the grief. So I
have actually grown a white patch due to stress. But we'll get to that. We can get to that.
Is it permanent or
no? It's gone now. It was right here in my beard.
Crazy.
Yeah, it just grew in, and then I took myself out of a certain situation, and
there you go.
Shaved my beard, and it just never came back.
Unbelievable, dude.
Wow. All right, so
I do want to.
Oh, dang, man, you love this cover.
I really love it.
Yeah,
it's just such. This is like one of the big ones where I'm like, I just wish I could see this big. It's such a tease. Yeah. It's such a leave them wanting more. Fucking like showman manipulation storytelling bit. There's nothing like it.
No, it's so good. And I almost now I see. Are there 3 like? Is it Orion, and then there's like a shadow head there of like
those are
that's
bumps.
Pellon, and then
those are vagrants.
Yeah, that he's like kicking aside.
Yeah, you can see the tower. You can see how John puts the tower in perspective because
oh my god, yes.
It's
I
so
missed...
high that it distorts.
That's an amazing detail. There. I didn't even notice that.
So I like this one a lot.
This is an amazing cover. For this being the last one of their run, it's worth it. They did it.
You know what this reminds me of? This is my last thing, I promise. Is you'll like this. Remember the Paul Grist one? Matt said that his covers were the size of trading cards because he needed to get the texture. That's kind of what this is like. Where it's like, man, I just want to see this big.
I'm fairly certain. Yeah, it was what he was sitting in front
of. This is a painting. This painting must be, the inset must be at least this big. 8 inches high, something like that. I don't know.
Well, I think it's separate too because like John K. Snyder showed us the one of like the police badge, and it didn't have it on there. So it is actually 2 images.
Pasted or manipulated somehow.
Oh man. Okay, you guys are knocking it out of the park from day one here. All right, so we get inside and we get this really cool word from Matt here about this band that he loves that he's putting in in the comic.
Their song, their likenesses, their lyrics.
Yeah.
Musical number.
You guys heard it as the intro to the episode tonight, and I'll play it on the way out. So you'll hear this song, "Pushing for Jesus," right? I'm a pushing for Jesus. Chunga, chunga, chung. All right. So first thing we do is we get in here and we see the Pope Innocent, and he's pissed. The wretch. The conniving, pathetic wretch. He's pissed.
Okay, I think this is John inking J.
John inking J.
It's a really cool combination. We haven't seen it in the entire series. It gives it more of that like comic book pulp grit. It really feels more like the Prowler book.
Yeah,
that John did. It's such a cool look.
I picked up an issue of that after we chatted.
Yeah, huh?
I'm looking at the Dark Horse here too, the Jeremy Cox coloring.
Mm-hmm.
They're just very different. I mean, I love Joe's sky here. The purple and pink fade out.
Yeah, we see the Pope. We hear Orion talk about his aristocratic worries, the responsibility that he has.
Yeah.
Oh, blah blah blah, and Innocent is raging out. That's all he's done this entire series. Every time we see him, he's upset that his power isn't sufficient to his thirst for it.
Exactly, but he's also worrying here, like and I believe he's like your quarry, and that means like his charge, like what he was looking for, the person, which is Pellon Cross.
Yeah,
he can't find him, and then he asked. He's just like, I wish everyone were. Oh no! He asked about Orion's sisters, and she's like, confirmed they're dead. And he's like, I wish everyone was as easy to kill. Like, get out of the way.
I love the inking detail on his metal glove. It's on all the inking details. Cool. but the glove is really cool. It's weird that on the Jesus there's like a spot of ink over the face on his spear cross. Kind of
he's got a space helmet on or something.
Something, yes. Yeah, right. Okay.
All right. So then he's like, all right, today's the day. It's all happening. Like, this is what I've been working for what? This is what I've thirsted for 800 years. You know, so
God be with you, all that shit.
Right. And just because he's 800 years, he's not over a pun. It's what he's thirsted for, and he makes himself laugh. So he's ascending the stairs that go up to the banana room, up to the banana lounge.
Orion takes over, and we find him in. This is like the George Lucas rhyming poetry. But was Christine in a shitty hotel, or she was?
Well, she was in a hotel, yeah.
Yeah, Christine was in this place that was like all rotted down with rats and all this stuff. And then it's wide. We see his gun. Fatal crash. He's in mourning for his sisters, and he pulls back to reveal his tears and his Grendel pigment patch. He's the Grendel.
He
dun, 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 dun. That's like a big like subtle reveal for me, because a dedicated reader would like pick up on the significance of that. And I've been saying a lot of this throughout this reread, that Eppy becomes a part of Orion's story. Like Orion kind of folds Eppy,
right? Like you say, like even a footnote.
His like charismatic ascension. He's a footnote. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Joe is on fire here.
Yeah, and he does call out Christine Spar again in this issue, I think, doesn't he?
Oh, right.
That's right. All right. So yeah, the scars, and he's talking to Fadi again. He's like, give me the address of that Grendel suspect. He's like, I got to see this through. I'm going to go down and confront him, because like he wants to like work together. He thinks they have a similar.
It's the enemy. The
enemy of my enemy is my mutual, and the mutual of my enemy is now also my frenemy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
I don't know.
The thing is, the book is called Grendel, and it's about a study of human aggression, but there's like all kinds of aggression in this series.
This is group aggression now.
There's group aggression, there's political, there's like hostile cop aggression, there's vampires, there's werewolf gods, there's mutated 14-year-olds.
It's amazing.
There's all kinds
of
crazy
world
shit in this book.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, so he's ready to get crazy, and then we see a bird.
This bullshit just had to end.
So he goes down and he sees that, like he said, and like Eppy's kind of been talking about, he lives in the shadow of the church and of the spires, and so like you see Eppy's piece of shit like tenement, and then you see the beautiful, glistening, though in shadow.
This is this close up in the next panel is like super grim and gritty 80s. Like this is the panel that like people are describing when they're
it's like don't like there's some music playing in the background. It's like it's like, yeah, oh my god. Okay, so then he kicks off.
Really,
he kicks off like a drunkard guy, and he sees.
Yeah, this moment is like just before the cover takes place. The cover is the
next moment that
is the panel before or after. Yeah.
All right, so he's coming up and he's following these. What he sees are some pretty dirty ass footprints. Pellon Cross is coming from the sewer. He's wet. He's bloody. He's disgusting. He's gonna leave some disgusting footprints. Then Orion hears a window shattering.
Maybe that person is a body. You think that person is a dead body? Are they sitting in a puddle of blood or?
No, I mean, there's like a bottle there. You can see like he kicked this guy over and he like spilled his bottle. So I was thinking it was like a.
All right, so Pellon's up there. Look at Joe with the pink sky silhouette of Pellon when he finally got there.
So good.
This is a great sequence. Yeah,
it's incredibly cinematic. And when I was reading it, I was like really getting into it, and my heart started like beating to this like beat of my reading this. It was incredible. It was incredible. I enjoyed this issue very much. It's constant build from the here.
Yeah. On the teeth, I remember John.
Is that the razor scratch?
Yeah, I think that could be. I think John was talking about Ted McKeever.
Oh yeah.
And like this is like straight out of Plastic Forks. It's so cool.
It could be straight out of Plastic Forks, but also be a plastic fork. You could probably use that to like get that effect.
There you go.
He's pissed.
The camera placement in the bottom is incredible, where you are beneath your peripheral up vision watches cross.
Yeah, so like you'd be crouching down and he's like jumping over you. Like,
yeah, the camera is like pointed like at like Orion's belt buckle, basically.
Yeah. It's almost like a worm's eye view, I think sometimes they call it in film. Worm's eye view.
Look at the way, well, it's not quite low enough. Look at the way that Joe contrasts the bright red of Pellon, like flat red, with the green and yellow airbrush. So the color is in contrast, and so is the texture.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. That's very cool. What a panel. All right,
amazing speed and agility, the strength, like now. So Orion's like, okay, wait a second. This is not the Pellon cross I remember. Those teeth, the hissing, the eyes. I'll never forget my first sight of a vampire. And he won't. Because it's about to become a big part of it all. All right. Turning the page here.
This is super. What page are you on?
6.
It's page 6. This is straight out of Blade Runner.
Oh, yeah. Look at the like secret agent with the thing up.
Oh,
his gun up. Orion's like, that's very cool.
I didn't see it until now. Yeah, this is cool. He Pellon crossed. Oh, wait a minute. Does he have his medal? He does. Oh, it's on the other side.
Yeah, he like lunged at him, and he like for some reason he didn't know why he like lunged, and Pellon cross like smashes into the walls kind of comically. You say how there's like some humor sometimes, so like. It looks like in this panel he's like stuck in the wall.
It's like looking at his ass. Yeah. It's definitely.
But he's fucking pissed. But he like kind of pulls him from. He like goes through the wall, but then reaches through the doorway and pulls him that way still. And he's like, oh.
I love all the smoke and atmosphere and drywall and all that stuff.
I don't know how early they actually started going full bleed on comics like this. Because when did Marvel start going full bleed? Like. Was that in the 90s or? Because I feel like how I'm saying full bleed is not
full bleed.
Yeah, like this page, how it's like colored to the.
Well, I mean, my question is now: did things bleed at all, like until digital press?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Right, like you're not going to find like a Kirby book that has like a figure or
it can't even barely go out of the. It can like maybe. Cross panels or something. But
I would look at the Steranko books for that because he was breaking boundaries, printing backgrounds, to be bold like that.
Yeah.
All right.
So the action continues.
Moment of desperation, he holds up a cross.
Yep. Oh yeah. On the next page, he's like, I had to try something. He's just like, but it does end up working because that gets Pellon Cross's mind thinking, I love this transition. It's so
shooting
cool.
the mind bullets.
With the motherfucking mind bullets.
He literally shoots mind bullets. This is not very clear in the Dark Horse edition.
Oh. Guys, get out your Dark Horse edition so you can follow along a little bit on this.
Yeah, follow along in Dark Horse. Oh boy.
Well, anyway, really, you'll need to have your Kamiko and your Dark Horse. Oh,
Pellon realizes that there's really no point in fighting Orion.
Yeah, he's like, "What am I wasting my time here for?" Yeah,
yeah. There's like the prize. The prize is innocent. Is the like the alpha vampire and the church and all the power that comes with it. You're just some system labor delegate.
Yeah. What are you, like a senator or something?
You're just some asshole.
Yeah. Dude, the differences are astronomical in these colors, man. I think he leaps in a single bound. He can leap tall buildings in a single bound.
It's not like Lost Boys. In Lost Boys, they can fly, right?
They can. Oh, I've only seen it the once.
It's scary.
I should watch it again because there's comics in there. All right. Just the Jonas of it all. I miss it. About to turn to page 8. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Jonas,
which is beautiful.
You'll miss it.
The Jonas of it all. Okay, so here's like on page 8. There's just like another wild out, dude on the roof, and he just falls right off.
Well, it pans. Well, are you looking at Dark Horse or Kamiko?
I put the Dark Horse away for now. I'm looking at Kamiko.
Because the white silhouette around Orion getting into the car on the ground. You see that?
Yeah.
Right. It's just the halos are like not as clear.
Well, I think it's like to show this action of like the car's here and the guy's like up here, and he jumps off, and then down. Right as the car scoots out, he smashes on the ground right where the car was, and that's just like a fun transition. I feel like a normal comic artist wouldn't do that. It has no purpose to anything. It just
and it's very comedic when he lands.
Cinematic with a goosh. And he's like, all right, any information like speed scan? And I was like, dude, vamp. Okay, here it is. Does he ask? Oh yeah, quickly, I need you to punch up a copy of Christine Spar's journals. This is a code yellow situation. So he has the journals digitized. He has them quickly referenceable. Thought he's got like the Grendel files, the cold case files, so that's crazy.
I think it's
call it up.
It's kind of.
He has He has a PDF of it on his phone.
It's kind of weird that how little mention Christine gets and how Hunter is never mentioned.
It's so long ago, It's so long ago.
But suddenly it's like a plot point here. He's like, oh, she was right the whole time. But it's not like we've heard him talking about these ideas. So we're supposed to take it that like it has entered and survived public consciousness. It really is like the most important. It's like
the Bible
Lincoln
or like a Rosetta Stone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the JFK assassination. It's like the most important,
like historical, thing. Yeah. And it was what, like 500 years ago, 300 years ago.
But I want to say that Christine mentions Hunter once or twice, and it doesn't have the same effect there. It really feels like, yeah, this book is about Hunter. You made your life on Hunter, so the effect literary is that. We know that the characters think about the other characters. We just never see them do it.
Right. Well, the effect from Hunter to Christine is just implied in every situation because it really is. She's the granddaughter of Grendel. It's like, I mean, it's just implied. But we didn't really know that he even studied them, or we couldn't necessarily prove that, maybe he's on this like inner circle that grew out of, whoever.
It's all left totally ambiguous. It's whatever your imagination wants.
I love all that. Yeah, you can pick all the generations through, and Orion is a descendant.
All right. So
we're back to Pellon.
And
he basically hydroxyl. Sorry, go ahead. The Sangasaur Gazor. What'd you say?
The animal story has already started, and it's this crow who's taken flight.
Oh yeah. Yep. So we just kind of see it. Oh, and then on the next page, we just see Pellon like coming out on the street. People are like, whoa, gloosh, gurgle, sploosh. I love that. Continuing with kind of these like one word monosyllabic reactions of like the people that we've been seeing. That's
because he sees them as blood sacks.
Yeah, he sees them as walking ham sandwiches.
Yeah. And so what does he throws a just to cause chaos, he throws a garbage can at a bus.
No, I thought
everyone dies. What's going on?
Oh yeah,
there?
I think it is just for fun. I thought he like hijacked that thing and like drove it somewhere, but maybe he did do that and then he went over and started climbing up.
Here's an idea that I've been thinking a lot about. That Elric is like specifically about order and chaos, and I think in a lot of ways. Like this is too, where like Hunter kind of like embodies both of those ideas, and the vampires are definitely on one end and Orion is definitely on another. And so like when the way this issue ends and the way the next series begins, it's really, really like more of a good and evil dichotomy, or not even good and evil. It's like different kinds of evils.
One side or the other of like religion or of God and the devil, really.
God and the devil. Ding. All right, let's turn the page. Maybe there's some insights on why he did that.
No, on the next page, he's up in the air. Well, maybe this is the no, I don't know. Anyway, so he's climbing up.
Anyway, maybe I don't think he's trying to use the bus to get there, but he might be.
He flew him halfway up, and then he jumped out.
I think he's just raging out and trying to get his hands on people and eating people. And
he's
then
calling it out.
We cut to him. Yeah, the fury was strong, he says. And Orion is casing him in the flying car, and he's watching him, and he's saying he's at such and such rate.
Yeah, he made it all the way to the top of the Central Spires mammoth window in under 10 minutes. So he's just like you would see like a dog running.
It's like 270. I like that. It's like 270 floors. They said in the first issue.
And then he just crashes in the huge window. Oh my God. And like whips something. He like whips the top of the window through the thing, kills a robot or two, starts beating the shit out of stuff. And he's like, rah. And he comes into to what's his name?
Who that? Oh, this is the
banana guy, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he says again, Christine Spar had been right.
Right, in that vampires are real.
Right. And that they're that.
So that means that was, as far as we can understand, that was the first time that people were like, hey, there are vampires and they're terrible.
Right. And well, maybe it was like,
but I don't think
Tujiro is like patient number 1 of vampirism. So he was like some sort of beast, but then he bites people and they become.
Goes out to San Francisco bookstores and buys books about vampires.
Oh, that's true.
So it's like
they've been around since Vlad the Impaler.
So that's why I think that Christine Spar is an Omnicore motion picture.
Yeah.
Because this is the real story.
Uh-huh.
All right, cool.
All right,
so this guy, Christine Spar,
I can't remember what his name is.
Vampires are real. Pellon, he turns the gas on Pellon Cross.
Well, but he's waiting for him up there already. Well, you see him ripping around in his car, and he probably comes in on the side. He jumps in.
He gets him out of his car. Yeah, he's
so he meets him up there, and he's like, Pellon. And he does the classic gas with a lighter and blows Pellon Cross on fire out the window.
Christine Spar bet that fire was the safest bet. Christine Spar had been right. This next page of Pellon getting away is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Well, he kind of falls a ton of stories, just over a kilometer.
Well, first we see his figure. It's a horizontal panel of his figure, and it's looking directly down. And then the second is a vertical that's against the left side,
right?
And it's a dead-on shot as he just falls and lands on like a gazebo or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, so cool.
Amazing. Doesn't hurt him. He gets up and he's furious now. He sees a cop car and he just lunges up, and that's it. He's driving that car now. He killed that cop.
He eats this guy. Yeah, this is really creepy. And he's just covered in more blood. Blood, more blood.
Dude, next page we get a nice little nod. Okay, so we're back, and it's Orion with the banana dude who, let's see, what was his name? It doesn't say anymore.
I can't
remember. But he starts telling about the sun gun. Yeah. He's like, we're at the University of Colorado, but, I wish I would have been at Berkeley. And he starts feeding this. Well, you see this like Jerry Garcia guy, and you hear like a purring at the window. I fucking love
him, though. This is the banana guy.
Right, exactly. But it looks like Jerry. He's smoking Mellow Yellow and downing, drinking shit. And he's like feeding this cat. And the cat is fucking Tujiro cat. Okay, so that's the reveal right there. He says, what's your name, puss? Pretty puss. So that's how he meets the Pope. That's how he meets Tujiro. Okay, so we haven't seen Tujiro. So he's been surviving back and forth, however. Okay.
And then the next panel is that this guy, Jerry, is a vampire.
Right.
Okay. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now that you explained it to me.
Okay. Really cool, like flashback story, tying things together. So boom. Okay. Eventually my captive began to ramble and lost his train of thoughts. Yeah, because he's a stoner from Berkeley, from Denver. He loves cats. All right. So then security comes and Orion starts running, blasts out the window, back into his waiting car.
I love these panels. Mm-hmm. They're so cool.
Yeah.
The one of him running towards us is like so super pulpy, like 80s indie adventure comics.
I love it.
But then when he jumps out, it's almost got like Calvin and Hobbes quality to it. And then, whoa!
It makes me think of that one scene in, was it episode 2 Star Wars, where Anakin is jumping from all those flying cars.
It's like that. It's totally like that. Yeah.
They stole it from Grandma.
And then they zip off. Yeah.
And there you go. Then we get to an amazing. I fucking love this spread here.
Yeah, our crow lands with your man.
Mm-hmm. My man, with Eppy Thatcher, who's chilling like on this throne-looking place that was like, is it under the bridge? It's like in his building? It's like,
it looks like it's in the gargoyles in the spires, because if you look in the lower,
you see the spires, there. So I wasn't sure if it was like
crosses,
right overlooking.
All right, so
if it's like
Eppy has he just spins his wheels.
He's on a righteous path.
He just talks to talk. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's Eppy Thatcher is dead. Grendel is only, and he's on his, righteous mission, his righteous calling.
And his feet don't even hurt anymore.
Nope. Yeah. And he can fly basically now.
All right. So then you Love this one of Innocent raging out. Look at his Pope sleeves and Pope hat. So cool. Oh my
God. Yeah. This is another dynamic, angular spread. You think this is a J pencils with JK?
Yes. This is John. This is John inking J. Yeah. So it's the iron crosses are really crazy. They're they're used as the design and the layout tool, but is the green flashback? What are we supposed to take from the green?
I think that's say we're in a movie and we see him talking, and then he's like, I want all the robots, and it flashes to show the robots in green, and then he's like, I need all these men, and it flashes to show all the men in green. So this is
but why is it green?
Design. What does it look like in the Dark Horse?
Oh, it's colored. It's just totally.
Oh, I see. Okay, then
it's I almost thought it was
to look cool. It looks cooler, but the Dark Horse makes it clearer.
Who is to say?
281.
You know what this reminds me of? Man, this is so great.
So good.
It reminds me, his Pope hat reminds me of Teddy Christensen, 4 Devils, 1 Hell. There's a thing with this golden crown rising out of the jungle, and it really pops because there's great highlights.
Jungle is the other guy who's very craggly like Eppy, and he shoots up a bunch of Grendel and becomes that white.
When he manifests or whatever. Yeah. All right, great.
Elmer, that's the guy, man.
Elmer.
Mm-hmm. All right, so here we're back, and we're at fucking Tweedledee and Tweedledum over here. Tweedledee and Tweedledumbass. What are their names? Zebra.
That's Harryman Zebra. Zebra Harryman?
Something.
I love that name.
Zebra so they stumble back to the police station, basically, when they see Pellon Cross there or something. And Pellon Cross there on top of his car, holding court. Friends, vampires, countrymen,
vampires.
Yeah, lend me your teeth. I come to kill Grendel, not to praise him. So he's getting all these cops, who he now changed, into his army of vamps.
Yeah, there's this weird blending of religious fanaticism and military authoritarianism and viral hive mind. Zombie swarm and Grendel urge to go dominate and take power, and if the spires where power is consolidated, then forward march on there. Crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Okay, so then on the next page, Zebra and his dude, what is his name? Kirch. Zebra and Kirch. They're like, yes sir, they're on it. All right, so now they're back to their previous dynamic, except they're all vampires, and they're
vampires.
Away. Let's do it.
I love his pose where he's reaching into the background. Joe does a great job. The penciling is phenomenal. Really, one of the great panels in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Why is one of his eyes almost robotic?
Maybe that's on the side of his of his head. So he is half robot over there. He's got a robot.
Yeah, but it switches sides. Look at I'm on page 19.
Oh yeah.
Between panel 2 and panel 4, the weird robot eye tweak switches.
That's weird.
I think it's
maybe because
vampire, donk,
This is us looking at him as if we're one of the vampires, but this is us looking out through his eyes.
That is okay. That's one man's opinion.
See, this one is supposed to be like this, then it's right, but then this one is looking at him. Yeah, okay. It makes total sense.
I think they're okay.
All right, so they say First Light is breaking, but are they like, can they not be out during the day? Is that established?
They are out in all hours of the day.
Okay, yeah, they're day walkers.
I feel like Tajiro also maybe
is a
in
day
cat
walker.
form. He's outside as a cat. I don't know. I feel like Tajiro in Christine in Devil's Legacy talks about being like a performer and a night owl and all that. He's like, well, I sleep until 7 p.m. every day anyhow. You know, but here I feel like, I mean, in this issue, they will be day walking.
Okay. That's true. Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's basically starting already. All right, so we see, okay, so first we see Pellon like getting all his vampires together. And then we see Pope Innocent kind of gathering his poop and pee and his dog here. No, what is it? It's
all four is Mandrill. All four main story threads are represented in vertical.
Oh, in this, yeah, that's right. Here we go. Great, yeah.
This first one that you were just talking about is one of my favorite panels. This is probably
it's like stained glass. It's
one of his. It's so good.
Yeah, it's supposed to look like one of those stained glass windows. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yep.
At least one panel per issue. You're like, this is so. That's a good track record for these artists. Like each issue, there's at least one thing where you're like, this is the best one of the series. Big ups.
Me personally, or
you personally, yeah.
Yeah, I would say I feel like every issue has. I mean, this is easily the best looking issue in the series.
I mean, yeah, it's the big.
It's sort of the most
finale.
Like, it's the most inviting. It's the most exciting. The second one is of Orion and his Asante basic army, and they are on the outskirts of Aspen, and you can see the spires. It's a great like vertical like scan up and down.
Yeah, like a panoramic kind of thing. And then we see Pellon back with his, horde of vampires who are like just turning everyone around him, making everyone.
So they're recruiting, and this is I think the subtext here is that Pellon, having a taste of vampirism, instantly understands what it's about and what it means, and he's like very angry at Innocent for hoarding this power. This vampire like surge that's going to exist for like the next hundreds of years, is like it was never a thing. There was never a plague of vampires because the one person was so power hungry.
Yeah,
he was like, no one can have this power but me and maybe a few of my most like hypnotized, trusted lieutenant types.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's how close it was kept. Like Tajiro kept it close for a long time.
Yeah, listen to Pellon Cross preach. Follow your own, for we are the way. Come with us and reproduce. The joys of eternity are yours, even as they are ours. The red, rich waters of the holy estate of being, the glory, the passion, forever. Amen.
Yeah.
Come
be with us, be eternal.
Power becomes religion. Power becomes the thing you worship.
Right, and it's kind of like this, like a white power almost even thing. Like we are the, the vampire is the master race type thing, and
yeah, and then cut back to Eppy still chilling on the gargoyle.
Oh, we're getting some amazing Eppy panels here, though.
Everyone has and Eppy's text is religious, kind of, in his own way. He's like this dark archangel.
The world's beginning to wake up. Like he sees himself in a way they all do as the saviors of the world. They all have that feeling. So, it's like through religion here it's through like rebellion, here it's through vampirism, and here it's through this holy crusade kind of thing. Summoning me to the Armageddon. Everyone's.
I think that you could call all of them.
All of those things.
You could call all of them holy crusades.
Oh yeah.
All right, this is where shit gets crazy. We got Al Roker, Jane and Bob doing the the commentary. It's basically the Thanksgiving Day parade.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And so they're calling it. Everyone's filled in there a lot. Then you see Pope Innocent going up and up and up. All right, which means, yes, here it is, folks. Pope Innocent is mounting the stairs to the central spire, one of the biggest hush-hush events ever. It promises to be a real deli.
I can hardly wait for Easter to go down. Cut to this aerial attack by the Asante basic, like Sky Commandos, just bombing the hell out of all the drones at the spire. This is so cool.
Mm-hmm. And then right as that's happening, we see at the back of the crowd, we see Pellon Cross and his horde, his vampire horde, who are coming to basically feast upon Funky Town.
On the worshipers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Funky Town worshipers. It's pretty funny how these spreads, like from 20 on, it's like kind of focused on like every story getting its beat. So like 22 and 23 are also like 4 panels. Mm-hmm. And then we go to the musical number, and we're going to intercut for 2 spreads across the Jerry Orchestra.
Pretty awesome.
And the mayhem. It's wild.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Jerry here, and they're killing it.
This is inside the church. The braziers with the hash, with the Grendel inside of them. Remember, that was Eppy's plan. That he's gonna dose everybody. Jerry. Tell us about Jerry and the Sons of Rhythm Orchestra.
Yeah. I mean, I only know what I heard from John and from Matt when we talked to him, that they were a local Canadian band where Matt and Joe and Bernie were all living, and they would go out and party and hang out and see them and enjoy Jerry. We're playing the song right here. You can hear it. So it's dung dung gang. It's fun. I love that he put a band in here just randomly. It's like the only time you see someone real or like a band guest star, you know, and it's like it's a TV event, you know. It's like, speaking of TV events.
Speaking of guest stars on TV events, look, it's Otto Goldwyn on TV. Here he is.
Oh, yeah.
The famous person's in attendance. Otto Goldwyn, the character who hasn't been mentioned in hundreds of pages.
That's right. But
they come in and they come out in this labyrinth.
And he's there, and all of a sudden, because Eppy put Grendel in all of the hash pipe and all the hash things. So he's up there on stage, and he takes this huge inhale of what he thinks is hashish. But oh, my brothers and sisters, it is not hashish. It is Grendel, and he gets a full dose, and he goes crazy as the tension and as the action is building, as Pellon Cross is making his way through the audience, as the crescendo of this Jerry song. I said, "Come on, brothers! Come on, sisters!" Oh my God, I just said that too, and I didn't even read that.
I really like how Joe uses like these warm, solid colors and the airbrush fades on the Jerry Orchestra.
Yeah.
This sequence in Dark Horse is like all like earth tones, and it's just not exciting. It does not pop. Man, so Otto Goldwyn is the lucky contestant who's gonna get the biggest dose of. Did you say he was on stage?
I mean, it seems like he was like out.
He's got a front row seat. So
yeah, exactly. He was kind of
best
on
place to, and it does look like he's like taking a huff of it, which is really weird.
And his eyes just go full Grendel right as the bloodbath begins to build out there. We turn the page. They're still pushing for Jesus, start pushing for the Lord, and that's when everyone starts going crazy. They're also getting on Grendel. Otto Goldwyn freaking strips his clothes off and starts dancing around naked as everyone is freaking out to the raging sound of Jerry.
I really like how the musicians break the panel borders and sort of frame stripping down Otto Goldwyn.
Yeah. And I like how they're colored. Like, you know, in the Dark Horse, we said they're colored as people, but here it's like they're bathed.
They're colored as people, but here they're pink.
They're pink and yellow. They're like bathed in light. It's like stage light, you know. Next page,
Otto is super high, and this horde of vampires. Oh no! This horde of Grendel people try to get him, and then Pellon busts in, and then all the vampires just destroy everyone.
Oh my God! Yeah. a massacre.
I do want to say something nice about Jeremy Cox here, and it's that there's some modeling that he does on the lead singer of. I think it's Jerry.
Yeah,
there's some cool like effects that he does on this big open face. Looks good.
And it's cool to see it colored right. But then, dude, next page, here we go. Orion's walking in, right? And he's just like,
that's Jerry watching from the stage.
Oh yeah, as everything goes crazy.
Just being too cool for school as everyone gets eaten by vampires.
Wow, good.
Right.
I didn't notice that.
All right, the moment we've been waiting for.
Innocent is at the top. The spire opens up as the sun gun ascends into the sky.
I really like that you can see the security forces like for scale, so you can get a sense of like what the size of the stun gun is. Oh, and you can see Innocent in red up top
at the very top. That. Yeah, it's really cool. He's like,
and as it does that, all this like debris and like shit.
I love that. Yeah, glass like breaks off.
Really cool. Yeah,
makes it very real. And love the Joe's sky here, the orange into yellow.
Meanwhile, these basic commandos in green jump out of flying cars and start shooting like the Vatican security forces. So cool. So much fun.
This is a true like assault on the the top of the sun gun here. And then so I guess there's a speaker going. And so as this massacre is happening, he's still addressing his flock because it's even more his flock now.
There's a speaker going.
Well,
Innocent
because
is up there.
He's preaching to everyone, and it was supposed to be part of the Easter celebration. So I'm guessing that he's like still going out over the airwaves, So I would guess that's being, this is being projected over the massacre of what was his followers. You're not following me.
I don't know what you're saying. He's standing right there. He has balloons. He's speaking. What are you talking about?
But also, like, it was supposed to be part of the Easter thing. So
he's
like
giving his
this address, right? Yeah. So the sound is amplified throughout the massacre. Like
I have no idea what you're talking.
Like you're at a concert and you're seeing monitors like of the screen like around because you're at the venue's too big. So like he's up there.
This panel is that you don't have any of these flying cars. It looks very peaceful in this panel.
Yeah, it's very peaceful because no one's up that high.
And then it cuts to Orion standing there with his gun. He's like, "We've already won."
Mm-hmm. And then he makes a little joke to himself. He just said, "Prayed, please, I prayed. Don't let us be too late." And he said, "Ha! I just said prayed." Okay, so Pope Innocent continues to address his flock and speak until explosion behind him. Finally, the explosions reach him.
I feel like something's out of order on this spread. I feel like the bottom of 28 is super exciting, and then panel 1 of 29, I just got so confused when you were talking about what's going on. Something is not right.
Eyes, yeah.
Something is not right with this panel. I think it's because I don't understand what's going on here. Something's weird.
Well, we're kind of like zooming in, like we're in a wide shot of the sun gun going up, and then we zoom in right to just like where he is, and we see him addressing, and then
he's got his key. He's gonna put his key into
to turn it
shoot
on.
The sun.
And the scene with all the action, the next thing is Orion's down on the surface too, and all that's happening behind him. And then there's the explosion.
Orion's at this. He's on this platform. They're all on. And then Eppy shows up. The bomb goes off.
Yeah, and Eppy is above Pope Innocent.
Oh no, but he kicks him. I'm sorry. I'm confused.
Yeah, the explosion blows him off, and he comes in and kicks him.
No. He gets kicked. There's no explosion.
Oh.
It's colored like an explosion, but he's being kicked. It says kick.
Oh, kick. Okay. I guess the onomatopoeia there really tips you off.
This page is weird.
All right, well, let's turn it because it's about to get freaking insane here. Because
dude.
You got praying hands, and they pray for no man, dude. If Eppy couldn't get any cooler, he's in this like green, like armored suit. Like we had no idea that this was like coming at all. Like it comes out of nowhere.
These I think are supposed to be like the Elvis Aaron big jewelry, like big gaudy Elvis Pope jewels.
Because he does say Bop Schwab.
He's caught in a trap.
Yeah, we came
can't get along.
Yeah. Because I love you too much, baby.
So listen to this. No, you have hounded me for 100 centuries, demon child. What?
Hounded me for centuries. Yep. And that's when he kind of turns into Tajiro, right?
Does that mean that is he talking about before Christine? Are there centuries before Christine, you think?
I don't know. No, I feel like Christine is his first interaction with Grendel, so he's referring back to Christine there. But then
back to 2020 to 25. When do you think Tajiro was born? Oh, right. He's the age of 14 people.
Oh, is that what it said? I was going to say he's as old as the Silverback. He's from back then.
He's well, if he's Tajiro the 14th, then he can always just pretend to be his own son.
Oh, that's like, true. Oh, I'm
Tajiro the 15th.
Yeah. I've been away. Sorry. I've been at boarding school.
Yeah, so I think that Eppy shows up here. It almost has like a Sam Keith.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Kind of quality in the cape. It's really crazy.
And then as they battle too, again the green. Let's see how Jeremy Cox does this. He probably renders it all out. Yeah.
Yeah, he just colors it. This is this panel of Tajiro where he's like looking really animalistic.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was trying to see.
It's almost like there's like werewolf, vampire. It's all the same, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. He's Tajiroing out. All right,
I think the green is meant to be. This is what's on TV. Maybe. I don't know.
Because they did do that earlier in the series.
On the one where Tajiro is just standing there.
Well, no, I mean anytime like Eppy was on TV or whenever Orion was on TV, it was always green like this. But I don't know. All right, so they're battling it out, and then we cut back to Orion. Fight. Yeah, and he's like, "Hurry,
classic
boys!"
Grendel. You got to mention that it does echo the Hunter Argent fight.
Oh yeah, rooftop,
way up high on the
rooftop battle. Grendel and the Beast versus the Beast. Mm-hmm. All right, so then at the bottom here we see Pellon Cross's army versus like that's
Ludrico.
Yeah, exactly. So they face off.
And the vampires. Yeah, Joe does a great job with the two airbrush colors. And then Orion is pulling what's this guy's name? Elmer Garcia. Master, oh my dear.
And he like they see the like battle happening like way up on the roof. We turn the page and now Amy is like ascending. Like this is like all the characters are like converging in this thing. And so she's like, I'm coming, I'm helping you. And
she's gonna climb up there.
Yep. And Orion's just like, shoot her.
Yeah. He just says it with a wave of his hand. He doesn't shout it though. In the drawing, his mouth isn't even open.
Not even open. It's
he could just care less about it.
He shoots her and she falls off into the vat, one of the vats of bananas.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. He shot her right.
That would make me. I would be gagging. That's gross.
You hate bananas.
I hate. Yeah.
All right, they are as mad dogs. Like they are just fighting. Like this is another insane panel. Elmer is running away, and
how
Orion
animalistic and hairy Tajiro becomes.
Yep. And we get this really cool version of Eppy Grendel too, where the top of his thing, his hair's coming out, and the bottom's ripped off, and my God.
Can you narrate the insets? I interrupted you. What's going on with these? Tajiro rages out, and then they shoot.
Yeah, it's like back and forth, and then Edgar runs away, and he's like, "Damn, I lost him!" And he says Hogan, which is his boy, and then he just smashes him once.
No, he wants to push the button to launch the sun gun.
Oh, he's going for that.
That's what's going on in that second to last one. That he's like, and Eppy says that Kingdom Come, and we turn the page for a great paneled double page spread. Wow, this is awesome.
Master,
full bleed.
Oh my God!
Look at that! Look at the beautiful gutter strip across the top
and bottom. Thy will be done on earth as in heaven, and he gets a knee to the face of Tajiro.
Now this one, Joe's got the explosions going, and it really helps us feel like I think the camera is sort of at an angle pointing towards the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy Cox inserts like a high aerial shot of an urban landscape.
Oh yeah.
And so it tilts the camera going down. It's a very interesting and strange contrast.
Yeah, I see that.
The bananas are flying everywhere. There's so much. There's so much energy on this. Yeah, this. Look at did you see? Let's see. Let's go across the top. So the hop. Oh, okay. So all the basic, all of Orion's guys are jumping back into their
they're
cars.
like, it's gonna blow, run away.
And then Elmer falls on the button.
Yeah.
He falls on the launch button, and then Pellon's eating people, and then
he notices
Kirsch
it, and
Zebra,
everyone noticed. Yep.
Kirsch and Zebra are going to Funky Town.
No, wait. Are they eating the two guys who were hunting that mouse? Doesn't it look like them?
They're eating the PB&J guys.
Yeah, it's nice.
There you go.
All right, and so on the bottom you see this like super pilled out, like the fight of Orion or the fight of Eppy versus the Pope. He kicks him off the side. He flies down. He jumps after him as the gun explodes. But no, wait. It goes. So
here's
off.
What happens is that in the first three panels of the sequence, the camera is fixed, and then in the fourth one, it cuts lower to where the gun has fallen and as it's going off. Yeah. So the gun goes off. It's the sun gun, and it looks like.
But it's not pointed at the sun. It's like pointed into the city instead. You know,
it looks like it
blows
only
a huge
Tajiro.
Yeah, it definitely incinerates Tajiro, lights Eppy on fire. Her hair's burning.
And this is the most underground comics image in the entire sequence. They've got this like
fucking amazing.
The messy smoke is going on. It's super gritty. Look at his little like booties, his pose. It's like a very
Don Martin.
It's probably like it's really like very mad cat.
This is so awesome.
All right, cool.
All right, so then
they're telling look at this one. They're telling Orion, jump, sir. They're trying to get Orion.
Yep, and it's great. Like all of the onlookers who weren't turned into vampires are still onlooking, like saying praise God, as like everything around them is coming down. They all are praising God. They all get killed and toppled, and it's all like.
And then
the walls came tumbling down.
Their prayer balloons still rise up to heaven.
There
you go. Yeah, the walls came tumbling down. Okay, great.
Amazing.
37. Are we done yet? This is exciting.
This is So then we get back to this rat, the rat that we followed along throughout this whole thing. He pulls out.
This is the text from the first page.
Right. Well, and also this rat we've been following the whole time that all those guys were looking for. He comes out, and now we see the bird that we've been following a little bit pick that rat up and take it away, which is kind of like signaling the end.
Yeah. Well, I was saying that the Eppy text is from page 1 of God and the Devil, like 10 issues ago.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's what he was saying. All right, so then
that's right. I bought a prayer balloon today, yeah.
Tajiro's horrible, burnt, fleshless hand is alive. Or maybe that's... that's Pellon.
Yeah, it's Pellon, yeah.
Pellon Cross comes out. The rubble says Elvis wept, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Hellraiser ends with Jesus wept.
Right? Oh, really?
This is Elvis wept.
Nice. And as his horde is rising.
Yep.
Organized
and he talks about them in terms of like military force.
Mm-hmm. We are something now. And here's the final page. As I witnessed the carnage below me, I remembered a beautiful melody that Sesti used to play on her lyre. This was no end. Thankfully, we had postponed the end. All right. But it is the end of this.
You didn't finish reading the
How did he ever get that far? Are we so hollow that we need to be filled by anything that's available? Oh, are we so hollow that we need to be filled by anything that's available? Or is that the way it's always been? Only the images ever change. These vessels are fragile, translucent, and weak.
I think he's talking about how archetypes can sort of make people larger than they are in reality, can make them iconic figures. Okay.
We
A
get
night
an
in Las
ad.
Vegas can suck you dry. And
One night in
Jesus
Vegas can
Christ.
suck you dry. Yeah, I know.
That's,
Really building up.
right.
It's amazing. It's amazing what happens here as Vegas comes into prominence as.
I have no idea. I haven't read the story.
Oh, you haven't? Okay,
Let's focus on the end of this one. What do you think of this? I love this page of like the exploding city and all these like basic ships, all these flying cars. Finally, like, you know, there's a lot of flying cars in this ongoing series, and I feel like John and Jay really figured out how to make them work.
Yeah. And so it's basically like Vatican West has now been destroyed, completely destroyed. Yep. So this city, like everyone's fleeing. This city is nothing anymore. Colorado or Denver is kaput.
Do you see the Grendel eyes over Orion? Orion,
I sure do. Of course,
all along.
We had this the inks of this in the zine John let us use.
It's cool that like these are like really well designed flying cars, very very Blade Runner spinnery. But they have that kind of cockpit thing, and so it's the shadow of the cockpit.
Oh yeah.
But like previously, you know, the Panders were just like the Panders were sort of prone to take like Cadillacs and kind of spruce them up and get rid of the wheels, you know. Yeah. And these are more like, you know, Blade Runner, like military
Batman
style.
The Animated Series, kind of like Batplane modules there a little. So that's.
What did you think of the series?
It was great, and you know, we are really getting into the area where like. I only read once. I haven't read it for 20 years. I haven't you know, so it's getting like new, and we're seeing a little bit more, and I'm getting to relive this stuff again through basically new eyes. And I really enjoyed it. I mean, Eppy is a fun character to look at and watch and enjoy the crazy shit he pulls off as Grendel. It's interesting again with hindsight to view the rise of Orion Asante. And so, you know, I enjoyed it. I love John and Jay, the way they work together. I love seeing Bernie back in there. Love talking with. So, yeah, I enjoyed it very much. The creative team knocks it out of the park. And I'm excited to get into, like, you know, Tim Sale stuff. And
I had only read it once before in the Dark Horse trade.
Right.
Without having read the ongoing series. And so what I got out of it was just limited, obviously, right? It's just like it couldn't be rich. And then like I read it before the interview last week that we recorded.
Guys are gonna love that.
And then I listened to the interview. Oh, I read it again in Jeremy Cox. I couldn't find my floppy. And then after we had the interview where we got all the insights, that's when I found this and like went through this again. And this is a fantastic comic.
It's so good.
One of the best.
It's so crazy. Good. Yeah. I would recommend everyone, you know, if you got the trades, this is one you really need to put together. Hey, I am working on something really cool for you guys. If anyone is looking to get a full run of Volume 2 Grendel.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, we're going to run a contest where someone could win.
What's the contest? Not could. Someone will win.
Someone will. Yeah, I think we should make it be like a fan art contest. So if you want to win a full run of Grendel Volume 2, work up some fan art and send it into the cast. You know, we'll put it on for a couple months, and
you send us the original fan art. We're gonna put it on eBay, and whoever gets the highest bid, you get the full run of
that seems fun and easy. Let's do it. All right, so I didn't even really expect to announce that there, but hey, I did it. We did it.
Hey, there you go.
We got exclusive.
A Night Full of Spires. This is a 40-page issue, and so this is an almost 2-hour episode. No, it'll be 90 minutes.
No, well worth it, dude. Good. And I'm excited for next week. I'm excited for all you guys. I'm excited for you all to see what's going on next week.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna have we now have a 1 week cushion of recording.
Yes, we do. So on the cast next week, you heard it here. We got Matt Wagner, John K. Snyder, and Jay Geldof, and me and Ben.
It's gonna be great.
Can't wait, man.
It was like being in. I gotta tell you, first of all, Matt leads these conversations. We sort of open up, and Matt's like, "Well, let me tell you what I want to talk about." That's what happens.
Awesome, yeah.
And then it really is like being like in a bullpen with them 30 years ago, like to feel the energy, to feel the energy that a almost full comics creative team has, like the people doing like the making of the book, it was incredible.
Yeah.
You'll find out next week.
You'll find out next week here. So until then, keep on Granoline and Vivat Grendel.
Goodbye.
Jerry, take us out. Jerry, why you bugging?